Vinod Mishra, India Head, Water Supply and Sanitation Council of the United Nations Office for Project Services, also known as UN OPS, and Mr. Manoj Kumar Sahu, Director, Jal Shakti Ministry. Mr. Sahu, if I can start with you. Now, water scarcity is endemic to eastern UP is a well-known fact, but is the ministry also tackling similar problems existing elsewhere in the country?
Thank you very much. So not only Eastern UP, so all the water scarcity areas of the country. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Please carry on.
Yes. So it is one of the priority areas, water scarcity areas, water quality affected areas under the Jal Jeevan Mission, which envisages that every rural household will get a tap water connection by 2024. So that is the objective of the program, and we are believing in the principle of universal coverage. So we are following the principle of equity and inclusiveness, so that every rural household of the country gets tap water connection. So no doubt, the priority areas are water scarcity areas and water quality affected areas. So in this endeavor, so all the states and the UT administrations are encouraged, or they are sensitized to give topmost priority to these areas.
Mr. Mishra, as someone who heads the Water Supply and Sanitation Council at the UN OPS in India, how do you look at these initiatives in terms of conservation and management undertaken by the Jal Shakti Ministry now and also in the last several years?
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
This entire area, this Bundelkhand and Bind area and others area in Rajasthan, Gujarat, in many areas in India, there are the drought-prone area and the very water-stressed area. So that is the challenge for the Jal Jeevan Mission, because it has started to achieve the goal of the sustainable goal of United Nations SDG 6 by 2030, and this entire program is focusing on the service delivery at household level with the water supply on a regular basis in an adequate quantity and of the prescribed water quality. So adequate quantity is actually availability of water. How can you provide the equitable access to all households? And especially if you go in the villages, the mostly marginalized people and poor people, they are living in the tail end area in the villages. So supplying water to the tail end and availability of water is a big challenge. And I'm happy to share that the entire the plan of Jal Jeevan Mission, it has prescribed they have developed the system to provide water to every household, even at the tail end.
Right.
So need of such type of bulk water in a village and supply to the tail end, so that the equity can be ensured to the all community, equitable distribution of the water with the quality. Quality means iron and arsenic and chloride should be under prescribed limit, and bacteriological contamination. So these are the major water quality area, and the plan is to provide the water supply on a regular basis in adequate quantity and prescribed limit. For this, we'll have to focus on especially the rainwater harvesting, and not only harvesting but conservation of the rainwater, and development of the catchment area protection, especially around the village, so that the availability of groundwater should ensure every time, so that people can get the adequate quantity of water.
Right.
So rainwater harvesting, water conservation, catchment area development is key for the water conservation. And in this Jal Jeevan Mission, it is already embedded in the entire program, because the call of Prime Minister is to make the water everyone business, and especially Jan Andolan. So without the participation of the people, we cannot make this Jan Andolan and ensure the availability of water in these water-stressed areas. Yeah.
Mr. Sahu, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is not just about water. There is cascading effect, a domino effect, a spin-off from all of this in terms of savings on healthcare, savings on helping stopping the migration of people. and also boosting regional or local development. So this has multiple benefits. It's not just about piped water reaching a rural household. It's about other issues as well, healthcare, stopping the migration, and as I mentioned, about local development as well.
As you rightly pointed out, it's not a simple infrastructure creation program. We are looking beyond that. So we are focusing on service delivery so that every rural household gets a tap water connections. That means nobody is left out any of the villages. The poorest of the poor gets tap water connections. So in this context, so it is our endeavor that to improve the lives of people and to enhance the ease of living of the people staying in the rural areas.
Right.
So in terms of that, then the focus is to reduce the drudgery of age-old legacy of fetching water by women and girls, especially in the villages, fetching water, drinking water from a distance. So obviously, when water is available at the household level, so there will be a lot of time available with the ladies for economic activities. There will be a positive impact on their health. Then there will be a lot of economic opportunities for the women. Simultaneously, when water supply is being provided at the village and habitation level, so that will be requirement of lot of skilled manpower at the village level, maybe in form of masons, plumbers, fitters, electrician, pump mechanics, etc. So there will be gainful employment at the village level, so that will be having a reliable and trustworthy water supply system at the village level, and the village people, the trained people, will be able to manage the water supply systems on a long-term basis. So with this aspect keeping in mind, so all the states are engaging different kind of training institutions so that a skilled manpower will be available and a reliable system could be provided, and lot of materials will be required at the village level in terms of cement, sand, pipes, taps, faucets. So it will be boosting our manufacturing activity.
Absolutely.
What Honorable Prime Minister was mentioning about Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India. So we are working in this dimension.
Indeed. So self-reliant village is at the heart of self-reliant India, says PM Modi. On that note, I want to thank both my guests, Mr. Sahu and Mr. Mishra, for joining us on News.